10-minute runner's routine with me, Coach Becca. Hey guys, welcome to this pre or post run routine. I'm Becca. You'll need a circle band today, and we are going to use a therapy ball. Just for the first exercise, you could use a tennis ball or skip this first part. We're just going to do it for a minute. Mine has little spikes on it, which are really nice for rolling out the feet. So here we go. We're just going to do 30 seconds per foot. Again, we're trying to hit all parts of the bottom of the feet here, just kind of rolling out, taking care of the plantar fascia specifically here. I'm sure if you're a runner or a walker or hiker, it's a pretty familiar word for you. It's that connective tissue on the bottom of the feet that can sometimes get inflamed and very painful. So we're just gonna get the heel, the arch, the forefoot, just, press your weight into every area of the foot, get a feel for how that foot is doing. And then here at the 30-second mark, let's just switch sides. So today I'm doing this workout after a speed run. You might choose to do this before a run if you're feeling sore or tight, or if you want to check in with your body before a session, or just to reinvigorate your body after a session. Whatever works for you, or maybe you're not a runner and you just want to do 10 minutes of some activity today. And I welcome all of those of you who made time for this today. So again, taking care of those feet should feel good. Or maybe just a little bit on the uncomfortable side. Maybe it'll tickle a little bit. All right, go ahead and grab that band. We'll use that for a bit now. We're going to put the band around the ankles. I'm using a moderate band, nothing too heavy. Okay, I'm just going to soften my knees and soften my hips. I'm going to take a big step out and a small step in. And we're just going to do this for a minute. And the reason why we take a small step in is just so that there's always tension in the band. And I'm really trying to pick my feet up, not dragging my feet in and out. So we're just working the glutes, hips, just some lateral work. If you're a runner, typically we kind of go in one direction. Perhaps you walk or hike. So this is just a nice way to get into a little different plane of movement, strengthen the glutes, which are really important muscles, as you know. Just a fantastic leg exercise here. A full minute, and it should burn. If you need to just pause for 5 seconds, take a deep breath, and get back into it. If you feel yourself dragging your feet or getting sloppy, just really be intentional. In my head, I tend to always say big step, little step, big step, little step, big step, little step. And that sort of helps me stay focused. All right, nice job on that minute. We're gonna pull the band now around the pinky toes or the instep, okay? And I'm gonna show you 2 ways to do that. The first way, we'll do 10 repetitions this way together. I'm just holding onto something for balance, pulling the knee up, and then I'm gonna switch to the other side. And so really focus here on standing tall and getting that knee up to the hip, okay? So tall posture, and then you bring in that knee up as high as you can. If you can add that another cue in, this might be too much, but just think almost like you're trying to pull your heel up towards your bum as well. So tall posture, knee up, heel comes towards the butt. Take a little break here. We're going to add on to that. We're just going to do a forward bend, stretching out the hamstrings. My hamstrings always get really tight when I'm running a lot, so stretching out the lower back and the hamstrings here. In yoga, I love this pose where we grab our calf and then pull the nose towards the knees, even if that means bending the knees slightly, so you can kind of just rest your head there. That just feels so good. So thank you for all the yoga instructors out there that have brought that into my life. Okay, and so you can choose to hold on to something and do level 1, or you can choose to add on to your high knees by raising the opposite arm over your head. So you're thinking lengthen even further, and it's just a little more challenging on the balance. So here's what it looks like from the side. Again, really tall, working in the opposite arm as we raise the leg up. A little harder on the stability, kind of forces you to get tall a little bit more, but a nice progression. You can take it or leave it. And we're doing 10 reps total, just like last time. Again, pulling that knee up, pulling that heel towards the bum, thinking tall, tall, tall. It's kind of a run-specific form drill. Working the hips, working the stability. Okay, band goes back around the ankles now. If you want to make it a little easier, you can place it up around the knees. We're going to do a standing side leg raise. If your balance is really off today, I recommend taking the band off completely. If you're up for a challenge, go give it a go around the ankles. And we're going to do 12 leg raises. Note that I'm really engaging the core muscles here. You might catch yourself leaning away from the leg raise, and that just kind of lets your hips out of the work. So we're working the hips, we're working the glutes, core stays really strong, and we stay, our shoulders stay kind of over our hips. And let's do 12 on the other side when you're ready. Again, I just like to place my hands there so I don't start leaning one way or another, especially if I'm a little tired. It's easy to do that. So great one to do in front of a mirror. We're not doing these really fast. Today we're really working on range of motion and kind of controlling that movement. So lots of different ways to do these exercises, and this is just the way that I felt called to today. So of course, every workout is individual, so do what you have to do today, and hopefully you're benefiting from this as much as I am. We are done with the band, so we're gonna ditch that. Hopefully you can feel the glutes and the legs pretty well. My favorite exercise ever, the single leg reach. So here we go. I'm gonna start on my left leg, reach my right leg back, arms overhead, stand, squeeze my core, pull the knee up, just like what we did with the band earlier. And so we're doing 6 total. Here's number 2 of 6. I like to really reach those arms overhead, lengthen as much as I can, and then really pull it all together there, nice and tall at the top. We're already halfway. This is great for hip mobility, hip, knee, and ankle stability. Of course, we get the run-specific movement at the top, and engaging the upper body just a little bit here with that overhead stretch. I do also swim, so I try to bring in the arms when I can, even though running doesn't necessarily rely on overhead movement per se. I do enjoy doing some overhead reaching, specifically on this movement. So now we're on the other side. My right leg's down, the left leg goes back. We're doing 6. This is number 2. Now I do have an ankle injury on this side, so I notice that my balance isn't as good on this side. And instead of getting frustrated, I simply take more time and do a little bit more intention. If I get some wobbles, I understand that that's okay. I try to breathe through those. And I invite you to do the same. You're not going to be perfectly equal on one side or the other. That's just the nature of the human body. So build your awareness of where you're strong and where you're weak. And don't let that frustrate you. Just let that build your understanding of yourself. Excellent job. And believe it or not, we just have 2 more exercises today. Single leg calf raise first. So just draw one leg up, hands on the hips. Try to keep that knee parallel to the hip if you can, just to give that hip flexor a little extra love. And we're doing a total of 20 just heel lifts. You could call it a calf raise or a heel lift. I'm just trying to get my foot about 1 inch to 2 inches off the ground. And I'm just kind of working at a smooth tempo here with control. 20 reps total. Sometimes I'll do these to a 120 beat per minute count. Sometimes I'll do these with weights. Sometimes I'll place my foot up on a bench. Today I'm choosing to work on a little extra stability here just by holding that leg up. But every day is different. Tomorrow I'll probably need something different for my body. Awesome job. And now we're on to our final exercise of the day. We are going to do a crossover bridge. So just like the name says, cross one leg over the other. And this stretch right here feels amazing. So if you feel that stretch and you just want to press pause, that's a lovely stretch to do after running or before running. And we're just going to do some glute bridges up here. So this opens up the hips nicely, strengthens the glutes and core. It just feels really great after running, but also if you're in a heavy build and just feeling sore and stiff, feels really great as well. So 10 to 12 of these, just a nice hip opener, glute core exercise that always feels fantastic. Let's switch sides here. Again, 10 to 12. Just a little stretch there. Just feels really, really nice before you get going. I like to hold that stretch either seated or laying on my back. Great time to reflect on just anything you noticed or observed about your body in this little movement screen, this little session. Awesome job. And let's just finish with a butterfly stretch to warm down. So just feet together, knees out, hug yourself towards the knees. If you can ground yourself on your feet, perhaps you can't quite reach that far today, and that's okay. Stretching out the hips and the lower back. If you can lengthen that stretch out any further, go for it here. Take 1 to 2 final deep inhales and exhales. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really enjoyed this workout. Hopefully you did as well. Thanks for sticking with us, and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date on new workout postings. Have a great day.